Well, thank you for the standing ovation. I was fortunate to have known Judge Zampano fairly well. And it is a great honor for me to receive this award named for him. And I also appreciate being in the same company as those who have received this award before me. Judge Zampano, as was said earlier, was a true pioneer and mentor in mediation. And he was fond of saying that the process of mediation was to achieve a point of bearable unhappiness for each party. To my way of thinking, though, Judge Zampano was characteristically far too modest about his own abilities. He routinely achieved results that every party endorsed with enthusiasm. But Judge Zampano actually was unique among mediators in his time. Today, mediation has evolved substantially. And my opinion is that it is no longer generally accurate to call a mediated settlement one which produces bearable unhappiness. And why is that? In large part, I think it is because the day in court process now quite often is the mediation process. And mediation works because in many substantial respects, it reflects the values that most people have. People want to resolve disputes without needless or excessive controversy and confrontation. People want to retain control of decision-making when their own future, in whole or in part, is at stake. People want to close unpleasant chapters in their lives as soon as reasonably that can happen, rather than have the unpleasantness drag out in protracted procedures. When people can satisfy those wants, usually the result is not bearable unhappiness. Instead, it is, much more often, for both sides, relief, and a feeling that if not perfect, at least a fair conclusion has been found in the mediation process. People come into mediations hoping to emerge with fairness or justice prevailing. The problem is that each party's perception of fairness or justice is naturally quite a bit different. There's a little story here that illustrates differences in perception. A turtle walks into the sheriff's office and says, "Sheriff, you've got to help me. I was assaulted by 3 snails." The sheriff says to the turtle, "Tell me what happened." The turtle replies, "I really can't. It all happened so fast." That's the kind of perception, an unusual view of reality that mediators have to deal with all the time. An important art that a mediator needs to possess is the ability to respect the different perceptions that parties to disputes have, and then also